What's up, Tallahassee? Before we get started, shout out to Jason Frankenfield. He's a photographer mostly known for his work at Bullwinkle's and the Strip, but he does a lot of personal photography on the side as well, and he's taken many amazing pictures, many of me. Matter of fact, those pictures that are on the cover art for this podcast, those are all by him. His IG is Razor32308. Again, that's Razor32308. If you guys need a professional photographer, Jason Frankenfield is your guy. My name is Adonis Ortiz, and for 2 years, I went to the fucking club every night with FSU students. And as someone who parties every night, it came with a lot of drama, a lot of girls, and a whole lot of chaos. This is the Tallanasty Podcast.
The pass on the other. It's caught! It's caught! It's caught! Touchdown FSU! Calvin Benjamin! Knowles retake the lead with 13 seconds remaining. Knowles retake the lead with 13 seconds remaining. Arthur looks right for the hook and lateral. There's the lateral to the right side. Now they go back a little quick later. Pass back to the left side. They got the number runners at Trey Mason. Mason running to the 30. Mason to the 35. He's tackled. Game over. Those are the champions of college football.
It was maybe mid-2022 when I got a recess hat. One of the best gifts I've ever received, actually. I always thought it was pretty cool to have a recess hat, and I wore it literally everywhere I went. Well, one day when I was with my friends at Clyde's, one of them brought me up to a table where there was one particular girl, said it was her birthday and that she was the owner of the table. She kept questioning my presence there, and despite me telling her that I had been brought up by a couple friends, she didn't believe me and repeatedly tried to kick me out. Now, I didn't know at the time that she was the one that was like the head of the VIP table, so I thought she was just being a bitch and ignored her. Even though I later found out that she was the one in charge of the table, she could have been nicer about kicking me out. After giving me multiple issues, you know what she did is she snatched my hat and threw it into the crowd. I was fucking enraged, to say the least. Well, I ended up leaving the table and reported her to security, but I never found my hat again. But I was so pissed off that after we left the club, I was determined to find her and confront her on the situation. And we didn't know where that girl left because, surprisingly, the minute I left the table, she disappeared. But my friend knew her Instagram. I already knew that the girl's name was Sophie. I looked up Sophie really quick on Instagram. And my friend pointed to one named Sophie Breeze. So I messaged that account, called her every bad name in the book, and asked her why she would just treat me the way she did, let alone steal my fucking hat and throw it into the audience. Well, the next day she responded. She's like, "Hey, that wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about." I thought she was just denying what she did. I then learned that this girl was friends with a lot of the people I knew, and they also tried telling me that I was after the wrong person. It wasn't until her roommate messaged me that this Sophie wasn't even at Clyde's that night. The person that took my hat was a completely different girl with the same first name. So once I realized I was completely wrong, I felt horrible. So then I apologized to Sophie Breeze about the whole situation, and I didn't think she'd forgive me after I lashed out at her, but she surprisingly did. And see, that's where me and Sophie are different. While she's more forgiving of people, I'm a little bit more hard-headed. I also have a lack of patience with people. For example, there was a time period where I got into a fight with a guy, which I'll talk about in a future episode, but this guy came to my house to fight me. And then once everyone found out about it and started speaking against him and his little gang started acting as if they were the victims. And on top of that, his friends would come after me and send me threatening text messages. So what I would do is I would screenshot whatever text message they sent me, post it on my Instagram and tag or my Snapchat and tag their account, publicly tell everyone how horrible they were. My friends thought it was funny. I viewed it as a way to get harmless revenge. But the thing is, when you get so angry, it clouds your judgment. And in Sophie's case, I had the wrong person, and I did the same thing to her I did to everyone else that pissed me off. Tagged her Instagram and told everyone how horrible she was, and then realized I went after the wrong person completely and deeply regretted my mistake. Part of me is glad that it happened because it definitely taught me to think first before acting upon anger, because when we're angry, we don't think. So nowadays, when people give me problems, I typically tend to just cut them off and never speak to them again. And that's exactly what I've been doing lately, instead of what I used to do, which is go after them and confront them or tell everybody about it and cause 10 times more trouble than I needed to. So me and Sophie Breeze are on good terms now. I did what I could to fix my mistake, but you know, when you've done something, you can never take it back. If I could go back in time and change the situation so I would have just stopped and thought before I acted, I 100% would take that chance and fix everything. But she also taught me to be more forgiving, because when I approached her again and apologized for the whole situation, she was really quick to forgive me and act like it didn't happen, which is the complete opposite of what I would have done had someone done that to me. Had someone done that to me, even today, I probably would have cut them off and never spoke to them again. It really depends on the situation. Obviously, if they do something that's really bad and harmful, then sometimes it is best to not let that person back into your life. 7 or 8 times out of 10, whatever they've done can be forgiven, and you guys can get over it and move on with your lives. Anyway, that wraps it up for today. Keep partying hard, guys. This is the Tallanasty Podcast.
Champions of college football.